Competition. Boys and girls competed in novice, expert, and cruiser divisions for a state ranking. Points are accumulated during 3 state qualifying races. The state championship will be in Chattanooga on October 5th. Now, BMX is one of the fastest growing bike sports in the country. It's a lot of fun to watch, and if you have a chance to see a race at the BMX track, be sure to do just that. And at the Forks of the River Industrial Park, it was a day 2 of the Ultimate Frisbee competition. They have to line their own fields. They play a little hacky sack while waiting to play, and it was so hot that even the dogs were hanging out today. Now, play starts with the toss of the Frisbee, and the team advanced by throwing and catching the disc. Once you catch it, you only have a few steps before you have to pass it again. Teams from Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas played today, another one of the growing sports. So a lot of sports today, and a lot of people in East Tennessee out enjoying the weather today, too.
Okay, thank you very much, Russ.
The flight of a Frisbee was a common sight today, but there was a little bit different view at the Forks of the River Industrial Park. Gary Weiss reports that's where you could find a bunch of sweaty guys having the ultimate time.
It's one of the sports, the harder you try, the more you go for the Frisbee, the better you'll be.
It's hard to believe a game invented in 1964 is still considered new. But that's the case with Ultimate Frisbee. Matter of fact, there's only one team in Knoxville, and they usually have to travel to another state just to play. The rules are easy. Get 7 players who hopefully can fit this description.
A tall, lanky person, someone a little taller than me, someone with a lot of endurance and good hands.
But if you can't find that, any 7 will do. Knoxville's team usually wins as often as they lose. The key to their sometimes success is simple.
Short passes and fast breaks. Running. You run till you drop. It's exhilarating. If you make good plays, you just get that adrenaline flowing and you get real pumped up. If you don't make good plays, well, you get a little jerk and you go back out there and you do it again until you get it right.
Now, probably the best part of this game is it doesn't take much to play it. All you need is about a 100-yard field and an $8 Frisbee.
Nobody gets open in the end zone. Stay on it.
Frisbee is the center of attention, of course, the one that can float like a butterfly or flop like a belly if you don't toss it right. It's almost like a football. You pass it to a teammate who then passes to another teammate and you work it down the field, hopefully over the goal line. If you drop it, the other team takes over. The object is to score 13, one at a time, and it can make a player feel like this.
Like sleeping for the rest of my life.
This weekend's Smoky Mountain Tournament is the showcase event for the local team, but they still have a long ways to run before it ultimately catches on. Gary Weiss, News Center 26.
And it looked like a few of those guys learned a few of their moves from the West German wonder boy himself.
That looks like a lot of fun. I love to throw a Frisbee and get out there and run, chase that thing around a little bit.
Exactly.
And welcome to Sports Sunday. Tonight, plenty of football from high school to the pros, but before we get all to that, how about a game that has rules like football? If you like throwing a Frisbee and you like the action that football provides, then you might have a winner in Ultimate Frisbee. It's a sport that's been in Knoxville over 6 years and one that is unique in competition and unusual in terms like going ho or horizontal to the ground and grab the disc. It's a game similar to football, which brings a team element into an individual sport.
So the player who really goes the extra bit to get horizontal, to sacrifice, the injury or whatever might happen, is really putting out the ultimate effort into the game.
With all the running and diving going on, it seems natural that somebody is bound to collide and think about hitting the sod without the luxury of pads.
Raspberries, more, friction burns from going ho and landing on your elbows, your knees, the side of your head. Once in a while you knock heads, things like that. Look forward to the rain so it brings the mud. And that softens the ground up for us considerably. It gets a little bit more messy, but it's definitely a lot softer landing.
The Knoxville Frisbee Club is the only Ultimate Frisbee team in the state, and these guys really know how to hit it to excel in their sport. You have to be a real character.